Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Launisha binti Ahmad Shukri and my metric number is 303957. I will briefly present the financial analysis of Celcom Digi Berhad for the year 2022 to 2024. Celcom Digi Berhad is one of Malaysia's leading telecommunications company formed through the merge of Celcom and Digi. The company focuses strongly on 5G expansion and digital connectivity to support long-term growth. Based on the income statement analysis, revenue remains stable at 100% for both years. However, operating expenses increased from 32.95% in 2023 to 34.62% in 2024, indicating higher operating costs. As a result, the net income margin declined from 12.14% to 10.80% due to cost pressures. Moving to the DuPont and ratio analysis, the return on equity or ROE decreased from 9.39% to 8.39%, mainly due to lower profitability. The debt ratio stayed around 55%, which show a moderate level of debt financing. Meanwhile, the current ratio improved, indicating a better short-term liquidity management. In conclusion, Celcom Digi shows stable financial performance with controlled leverage. However, recent costs have slightly affected profitability. Therefore, the recommended investment decision for Celcom Digi Berhad is hold. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Wan Nur Syafiqah binti Wan Abdul Rani. My metric number is 303901. Today, I will present a brief financial analysis of Aeon Credit Service, one of Malaysia's leading consumer credit firms. Aeon Credit provides personal loans, hire purchase financing, and credit card service, focusing on retail credit while managing credit risk and maintaining profitability. Revenue remains stable at 100% in both 2023 and 2024. Cost of goods sold increased from 52.77 to 59.13%, while operating expense declined from 42.29 to 35.38%. As a result, net income margin decreased from 32.29 to 25.78%, mainly due to higher costs. ROE slightly declined from 60.48 to 60.05%, driven by a lower profit margin despite improved asset turnover. Debt to equity increased from 3.40 to 3.78, indicating high leverage. Liquidity remains adequate, although the current ratio fell from 4.49 to 3.62, and cash levels are low but supported by strong receivable. In conclusion, Aeon Credit depends heavily on receivable and debt financing. Profitability weakened, but efficiency and liquidity remain stable. Therefore, our investment recommendation is hold. That's all. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Shazana binti Sabri and my metric number is 303971. I will be presenting a brief financial analysis of Petronas Gas Berhad, one of Malaysia's key energy infrastructure companies. Petronas Gas Berhad is a subsidiary of Petronas that provide gas processing, gas transportation, utilities and regasification services across Malaysia. The company operates mainly under long-term contract, which help ensure stable revenue, strong cash flow and low business risk. Looking at the income statement, revenue remains stable at 100% for both 2023 and 2024, reflecting consistent business operations. However, cost of goods sold increased slightly from 64.56% to 65.18%, indicating higher operating costs. Operating expenses also rose marginally from 4.06% to 4.46%. As a result, net income declined slightly from 28.23% to 28.09%, though profitability remains strong overall. From the DuPont and ratio analysis, return on equity declined slightly from 13.04% to 12.98%, mainly due to the small reduction in net profit margins. The debt-to-equity ratio decreased, showing that the company maintained low leverage and low financial risk. Total asset turnover improved, indicating better asset utilizations. Liquidity strengthened with the current ratio increasing from 1.89 to 2.41, while the cash ratio improved from 1.48 to 1.71, reflecting a strong cash positions. Overall, Petronas Gas Berhad demonstrates strong financial stability, excellent liquidity, and low leverage. Despite a slight decline in ROE, operational efficiency and cash strength remain solid. Therefore, the investment recommendation for Petronas Gas Berhad is a buy. That's all. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Wan Fatin Afrina binti Wan Abdul Rahman, matric number 307900. Moving on to our next company. Let's talk a household name in the Malaysian fashion industry, which is Calorino Group Berhad. Calorino is a leading retail group that designs and distributes trendy handbags, footwear, and accessories for the modern woman. Currently, they are heavily focused on brand growth and e-commerce expansion to sustain their profitability in both local and international markets. Now, looking at the income statement performance, the company saw a decline in revenue from 2023 to 2024, while they successfully managed to lower the cost of goods sold. The operating expenses rose to 38.57%, which ultimately compressed the net income margin to 18.41%. Turning to the DuPont and ratio analysis, we see a mixed picture. Their ROE dropped from 23.81% to 17.29%. Mainly due to lower profit margins and slower asset turnover. However, on a positive note, Calorino maintains an incredibly strong liquidity position with a current ratio of 5.73, and they have significantly reduced their reliance on debt, bringing the debt ratio down to 5.60%. In summary, while Calorino is finally very stable and safe from debt risk, the declining efficiency and profitability make them less attractive compared to the other companies in our study. Now, I will pass the floor to the next teammate.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Alula Zalika with metric number 29846. So today I will present about financial analysis about RHB Group Berhad. So RHB Group Berhad is established in 1913 as Malaysia First Local Bank. RHB Group Berhad is now the nation's fourth largest integrated financial service provider, from through key mergers, most notably between DCB Bank and Kuang Yik Bank. The group offers a full suite of retail, corporate, and investment banking alongside Sharia compliant solution and general insurance. Next is for the income statement percentage of revenue. So for the revenue, it remains stable at 100% despite a slight nominal dip. For operating expenses, improved efficiency decreasing from 47.48% to 46.73%. For interest expense, reduced from 76.11% to 72.18% due to better cost management. For the net income, margin strengthened slightly from 36.11% to 36.26%. Next is for DuPont and ratio analysis. For ROA, from 9.08% to 9.69%, showing improved efficiency in generating shareholder return. For debt ratio is stable at 90.17%, aligning with standard banking capital structure. For current ratio improved to 0.070, indicating a slight strengthening short-term asset. So for overall evaluation, the average B Group Berhad has stable profitability with a slight improvement in ROA. However, high leverage and low liquidity limit investment attractiveness. So for the investment recommendation is hold.